Kitchen is right at the front door. You'd enter the front door, and then the next thing you would be in right away to your left is the kitchen. This area right here, the seller has already removed their kitchen table, but it would be like dining in the kitchen. So you'd have like a breakfast nook or a little dining table right there is where it would be. And then you'd walk around to the open space from the kitchen dining into your living room. So she has it beautifully decorated, made my job very easy on this one. And so this, let me give you a wide view of the living room. So that's the living room. On the other side of that wall is the kitchen we were just in. So you have a good size, spacious living room. If you go back by the front door, so now I'm walking to the front door, there's the powder bath downstairs. Everything redone, new cabinetry, new mirrors, paint, floor, you name it, it has been redone. That's a little powder bath. This condo does have a full laundry room. There's a little slider door that can close here, but full cabinets up top, and it's room for a full-size washer and dryer. The unique thing about that is most of the condos in Brea do not have private indoor laundry rooms. Most of them are actually community laundry or outside or none at all. So the condo having inside full-size laundry room is a big deal in this area because it's hard to find. This is a storage closet. So it actually goes all the way under the stairs. Great space to store stuff because the stairs are right there. That closet goes all the way back underneath there, and it's quite large underneath. And then if you kept going straight from the front door, you have the back patio, which is a private enclosed patio. I think the neighbor has a dog, and the dog might bark at this. Oh, good, the dog didn't bark. So you have an enclosed, fenced-in private patio in the back. It's good size. Go to the other end so you can see. The AC unit is right there, as you can tell. It is newer, not original to the house. I think it's about 15 years old, but works amazing, thank God, because today is hot. Even the patio, the decking is new. They redid that. That decking is hard to see because of the sun, but it is brand new decking. It's not wood, it's like that composite material. So it's nice and fresh and strong and sturdy. Love it. Own private patio. She's got her little garden out there. Shut that to keep it cool in here. The other thing, there is central heat and central AC here, which is also unique to condos in Brea. A lot of them have like the window AC units. So this one does have central AC, which is nice. And a good thing a lot of people ask me about is the AC. That and the laundry room. This is the upstairs bathroom. Full bathtub, little vanity. Again, these are new. Everything's new as well. Mirror lights. Let me show you up the lights a little. Even the tile backsplash of the bathtub has good, nice and new and freshly redone. A little alcove for your shampoo and stuff with a good little alternate backsplash accent that matches the crystal in the main backsplash. And they matched it over here behind the sink. If I can show that to you, where is that? Let me do this. There you go, that's better. So I like that they brought it together and it's not just, you know, your standard put together bathroom, but there's some nice touches that make it very pretty and an elegant bathroom with pretty finishes. Unless you're a dude, then it's totally cool because it's blue and gray. This would be the guest bedroom. She has it set up as a guest bedroom. So this is the smaller of the two bedrooms. Guest bedroom, kids room, office, whatever it is you need it to be. And this room overlooks the courtyard. So this row of condos, let me open that up for you, faces the next row over. We are on the end, so there's nobody behind us. And then the courtyard, our unit faces the identical unit across from us. But in between you is a greenbelt courtyard with trees and stuff. And we will go out there and I'll show you that. And then this has a walk-in closet in here. So there is a full walk-in closet in here. Then it goes all the way around. So then, actually, let me turn that light on for you. And then we can go into the master bedroom, which is quite large. Good size. She has all her stuff in. This has a walk-in closet as well as a mirrored closet, so it has both. So this is pretty deep. It goes back pretty far. And then the mirrored closet, your standard size closet. Oh, hi, you can see me in that mirror. Is right next to it. And then this window, since this is the last row of condos, it butts up against another neighborhood, which is a neighborhood of houses, and you're on the other side of a cul-de-sac. So, which is nice because it's quiet. There's no noise. So the bigger room is over your patio. So your back patio is right below us, or out this window below. But that's the cul-de-sac of the next neighborhood over. Get a view of the room here. So yeah, she decorated it nicely. It's nice and quiet. But that's the flooring upstairs is carpet. Again, brand new. Well, a year ago new. So all upstairs, the flooring's carpet with the exception of the bathroom. The bathroom is a tile floor. I'll show you that. So it's the longer rectangle tiles. And then that's the rest of the bathroom. And then downstairs, as we go back down there. Oh, let me show you what's in this. Sorry, pause that. So there's this is actually where the furnace is. It's not like a linen closet or anything like that. It's the furnace, which is newer, as you can tell. Nicely done.
Shawnee, I know there's a bathroom window in there. Is there? Can you see out of it if you were taking a shower? Or what would be the view if you're standing there taking a shower?
Let me go up so you can see it. Okay, so it's above my head, and I'm 5'3", so it's probably 5.5 up.
Really, no chance of somebody seeing you. You can leave that window open while you take a shower and let it ventilate.
Yes, there's no chance of anybody seeing you. Because here, I'll see if I can, I mean, you're facing, but they're at the same height, so they can't see in, if that makes sense, because this window faces the courtyard, so you're quite a distance from that house.
Very nice. You seem quite familiar with this layout.
I actually, the first place I ever bought was in this community in 1999. If that tells you anything.
It sounds like you would definitely recommend this kind of condo.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been a great investment for me personally. I've obviously stayed in touch with this community, and I've had several listings in this community that we've sold even recently. It's quiet. The people that live here are amazing. They're very nice and neighborly, which is always a good quality to have. This bathroom window, sorry, since you were asking about bathroom windows, this is the downstairs powder bath. It also faces the courtyard. So if you had this window open, yes, they could see you if they walked by. The window is that privacy material. So when the window's closed, you can't see. But if you had it open, people walking by could see in.
Or if you're social distancing and you want to just throw cash at the pizza guy, that would be your window.
Totally. The kitchen
Perfect.
window. The kitchen window overlooks the courtyard as well. So So that would be like this. I'm standing at the kitchen sink, so you're overlooking the courtyard.
Okay. So if you're doing dishes, you could also see somebody walking through, or maybe somebody who's approaching your door or something like that.
Right. And there is a little over the range microwave, and then it is a 5-burner stove. You have that long one in the middle for the whole griddle thing that, weekend pancakes or something. Super yummy.
Always weekend pancakes.
Right? Okay, so let's tour outside and see what we got. Oh, it would help if I unlock the door.
Well, at least you're secure in there.
You are. So this is the courtyard. This unit is Unit B, so you have someone on the right and someone on the left, but no one above or below. Also a lot of condos in this area, you have people above and below you, whereas this community is not like that. You are no one above, no one below. All the units here are the 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, with the exception of the 4 units that are at the end, like the one I'm looking at right now. Those 4 units are single level and a little smaller. I'll face you out to the street right now. So this is if you were like walking out towards the street. This is Birch Street. It is gated, as you can see. If I can get out, I'd totally show you what it looks like. Okay, there we go. It is community mailbox, so your mailbox is in front. They are lit at night, so those lights come on automatically at night. And this is Birch Street. Now you notice when we were inside, you could not hear the traffic. So if you went, there's my sign, hi sign. If you went that way, got downtown Brea and the movie. And if you go that way, Target and Sprouts is right over there. The post office is right there. And the mall is on the other side of the post office.
Well,
the
that's
Brea
great.
Mall is over that way.
So you're in walking distance of almost everything.
Freeway is right close. Yes. When I bought this place, or when I bought, let me turn that back around. It's very close to Cal State Fullerton too. Because that's where I was going when I first discovered this community. I was a student at Cal State Fullerton. So I'm passing the door of the unit right now as I keep walking down the sidewalk. And then I'm going to show you where the parking is. Hopefully the Wi-Fi holds up on me. We'll find out in a minute. So the parking is down some stairs. I'll show you that. So there are some stairs down to the parking area. I point that out because buyers, that is buyers. So I'll point that out for you. All the parking is assigned here. You have 2 spots, space, like that space right there, and carport. If you see at the end of the driveway, there is a brick encasement. That's actually it does cover traffic here. And 9 is the community center. So right now it's pretty quiet because they're not Saturday anyway. But
okay, and it looks like Shawnee just lost a little bit of reception out there in the parking lot, so she's going to go ahead and head back towards the property where she can get a connection again. I know I've personally been to that property, and there is a nice little private parking lot right there with the driveway right by that, right over there by the post office. And it looks like Shawnee is coming back here.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. I went too far. I crossed over the line and it didn't like it.
No problem.
So what I was saying about the parking was behind us is the Brea Community Center. And even when they're full force, it's quiet at night because they close in the evening. So you never hear anything or see anything. Most you see is like cars parked in a parking lot. And I point that out because, again, it's a question that people ask. As far as what HOA covers, there is an HOA here. The HOA dues are $225 a month. That does cover all exterior as well as your roof, which is something not a lot of HOAs are covering anymore. This one does cover the roof. It also covers exterior termite. And they do have inspections annually and keep up on that. It covers the parking lot, the parking, the surrounding sidewalks, the landscaping, the trash. There is no pool here. That is something people ask me as well. But it's a smaller community. Like I said, there's only 24 units, so it keeps it quiet and close-knit. Everybody in here is, all the people that live here have been long-term residents. A lot of them have owned for like upwards of 20 years, which is kind of nice. So you don't have a lot of turnover, so to speak. This unit, as far as like people ask, well, why is the seller selling? The answer would be this seller, actually his mother owned it. His mother owned the property and had the property in a trust. And the mother has since passed away about 6 months ago or so. And the son inherited the property. He's kept it for the time being because there is a tenant that lives here, and the tenant has done obviously an amazing job because she's the one that's decorated this, but she's been a very good tenant. So they wanted to make sure to take care of her. Her lease is coming up in June. So now they figured it was time to go ahead and sell it because he doesn't really have any interest in keeping a rental property. So they're selling it as a trust sale. And we're here to help him do that. So, and also we're going to make sure his tenant finds where she needs to go next as well to make sure she's taken care of and that nothing displaces her in this process. We've also worked very closely with her just to make sure she's comfortable with our showings. It actually is very advantageous that we can do the virtual open house so she doesn't have a bunch of people coming in and out. Not just because of the current pandemic, but just in general, it can be very disruptive for some people and it makes it hard. So this is actually working out quite well for the seller, the tenant, and buyers because they can see the property, ask me any questions while I'm here, have me open a cupboard, open a closet, whatever it is you want me to show you, I can. And that's the benefit of the live virtual open house. So that's kind of, I took my time on this one, but most properties, buyers do tend to go through within 10 to 15 minutes. They've made their round and then they go about their day or go to the next house if you're on a open house tour. So you've seen, if you've been on from the beginning, you have seen the whole property inside and out. If you have questions or work on it at the beginning, I'm happy to answer them or tour again if you haven't seen it. But so far that's round one of the virtual open house where I've shown you the whole property and hopefully given you a good overview of the details as far as what the HOA covers, the HOA fee. We are listed at $415 on this condo. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 and bath, 1,100 square feet. Do that. Okay, sorry, I've got to get there we go. So yeah, we are.
Shawnee, this is a really nice looking property. I love the layout on the downstairs. It's really open, doesn't feel cramped. Just because you're not in a different kind of house, you don't feel cramped in this particular unit. There's tons of great upgrades. Everything looks really, really nice.
Yeah, they did. Oh, this floor here is vinyl. So it looks like wood planks, but this floor is actually vinyl. Oh, I'm standing in my own shadow. Let me get a different view. Okay, so this floor, it looks like wood planks, but it's actually vinyl waterproof floor. Very nice, and it's actually really nice on the sound because sometimes when you have a lot of hard floor or tile floor, it gets very echoey or loud in a house, and the vinyl floor kind of dampens the a noise factor. You don't hear it as much when you're walking around, which is kind of nice.
That's a really great point. Although there is an area rug that we can see in there, lots of times if you don't have something like that, you just put your couch in when you moved in, you'd hear that echo, that sound bouncing off the ceiling and the floor. So that's a
Yeah.
really good point. And from what we understand, would you agree that that floor might be a little bit easier to repair or maintenance if you ever had anything happen in there or somebody dropped a piece of equipment or something like that in there? You could probably repair that pretty easily, would you say?
Yeah, for sure. And they did keep their extra flooring. Actually, that I don't know if you recall seeing it, but there was a little storage bench out in the backyard. Back, if I can show you the right direction, that'd be great. That little storage bin has like the paint and leftover flooring and things like that from when they did it. Since they did just recently renovate, they kept all the extra stuff, and it's in that storage container right there. So yeah, even all the window coverings are new as well. The windows are original to the place, though. That's pretty much the only thing they didn't redo was the windows. And this was built in 1978. So if that helps.
Right there
But
to your left, Shawnee, I know that you've got the laundry and the bathroom. I was wondering, is there a door right there?
there is. It's like a pocket door. So like right here is a pocket door. Let me see if I can get it out one-handed. I don't know how talented I am. Oh, there we go.
Very talented.
So it's a
So
pocket door
if
closed
you're running
here.
the wash, you can go ahead and shut that if you want to watch a movie in the next room. If you've got maybe an older washer dryer unit or something like that that makes a lot
Right.
of noise, you could shut that.
And then there's the bathroom door as well. So the bathroom door can close separate from the laundry room pocket door.
Great.
So the water heater on this one is a traditional tanked water heater, and it's actually in an exterior outside closet. Now, even though it's exterior, the homeowner is still responsible for their own water heater, but the HOA is responsible for the door that covers it. So that's an interesting little split of hairs there. So yeah, it's a cute community. This property is very nice and well done, turnkey, move-in ready. You literally have to do nothing, which is quite nice. And it's priced well, being anything under 500,000 in Orange County is amazing. This is listed at 415. We have had a lot of interest on it. It's been on the market less than 2 weeks, or maybe right at 2 weeks, I think. But my phone is ringing daily for this one. So
if somebody was interested in actually pursuing this property, maybe even scheduling a private viewing or something like that, what should they do?
Private viewings for this one, because the sellers are very concerned about the coronavirus and very concerned about making sure their tenant is kept safe. They are asking that it only be shown by appointment, naturally, as well as making sure that the buyer is serious to move forward. And by serious, I mean that they've already talked to a lender and gone through an entire pre-approval process, which means my seller wants to see that they have gone through the underwriting aspect with a lender, which means a lender has checked their credit, has verified their income, and all that good stuff.
So you're saying an actual pre-approval needs to be present
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, so they would have to email me over an actual pre-approval that includes their lender's information. Their lender's information, it's a desktop underwriting, and if you ask a lender for it, they know what it is. You just say, I need the DU letter, and they're like, oh yeah, here it is what we need to make sure that you are fully qualified to move forward. Along with that, we're having the disclosure form regarding the coronavirus and the steps you need to take for everybody to stay safe. That has to be signed prior to entering the property. So I would need to receive your pre-approval proof of funds. And so if you're claiming to have 20% down, we need you to do the good old-fashioned show me the money and make sure we're all on the same page and sign that. It's called a PED form. It's the disclosure to make sure everyone's safe and is aware of the precautions we need to take. So those 3 things emailed over, and we can schedule you an appointment. We are trying to group appointments like only on 2 days a week, just so that the person living here isn't constantly bombarded with, oh, we have another showing. And that's because with all this going on, she is actually working from home. So for her to get up and leave all the time, it would be quite difficult. So as a courtesy to her, we are limiting appointment times on either Tuesdays or Saturdays. Once the information has been provided, to make sure that you are a serious buyer and you want to move forward. And for the most part, everybody that has called on it, with the exception of like 2 people, has had that and has sent that over and has made those appointments accordingly. So buyers that are in it to buy are eager and ready, and that's amazing to see. And sellers that are ready to sell are also the same. So it's a great, what I like to call a perfect storm.
That's great, Shawnee. And if somebody was just on this call, this live event randomly, and they didn't know how to get one of those, is that something that you might be able to give them a referral if they were to reach out to you?
Yes, of course. We have lenders that we work with that are amazing. And as far as the documents we need signed, I can email that over as well. That's easy. So yeah, we can get them, if don't already have those things in hand, we could definitely get them started on that process and make sure they're going in the right direction. And any help they need. Interest rates are amazing, like historically low. So if you're thinking about buying, now is definitely the time. And it still beats renting any day of the week. So
absolutely. And I would have to agree with Shawnee here. Rates are extremely low, and a lot of people are interested in all sorts of financing these days. So connecting with Shawnee to get someone to help you with that pre-approval and those other items on the list earlier rather than later is going to help you, whether you end up pursuing this property or if Shawnee helped you find another property. You're going to want to have something like that in your pocket, because that's power to be considered as someone legitimate, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's just, especially when we're still seeing a lot of competition. Like I said, I'm actually expecting to get multiple offers this weekend, today and tomorrow, just from the people that have seen it so far and the people that are lined up to see it, that have already scheduled their appointment. So there's a lot of competition. And if you're not already ready with those items that you're going to need in order to buy a place anyway, you're kind of behind the 8 ball, and you miss out. And I've seen so many buyers so many times be disappointed that they really loved a house and someone beat them to it. And the best way, I mean, even if you had none of those things and you wrote an offer on a place, the offer says you're going to have those things within 3 days anyway. And that's worst case scenario. So instead of rushing around to hurry up and get that within those 3 days, have it when you walk in the door and you are ahead of the game, and you can make easier choices because you're not rushing around to satisfy a contractual requirement. You're ahead, you can compete, you can get what you want faster and easier. And it's just a much smoother process for you as a buyer to have those things in line. It makes it much less stressful, because even though buying a house is very exciting, it can be quite stressful. And there's ways to plan ahead to kind of keep the process for buyers enjoyable and exciting, and keep that excitement throughout the process of them buying a new home. And a home in this, a condo at 415, typically you see it as either someone buys it as an investment, they want to have a tenant, or they're a first-time buyer and this is their first home and this is the first place they've lived, and or as owned. And we want to keep that excitement, because that's an exciting time. That's something to celebrate. That's something amazing. And sometimes the tasks of going through the motions can become stressful. So if we get people to do those things ahead of time, it makes it easier and more enjoyable for them.
Shawnee, as you're cruising through the kitchen there, I know that there isn't a table in there right now, right? How much of a table do you think would fit right here if you're going to have a little table here for a small family, or just, a couple of people?
Well, what she had before was like a square table with like 4 chairs. And it fit perfectly, and she had it closer to the wall. But it seated 4 comfortably, and great. Was plenty of room, if that gives you a better idea. I know it's hard to tell on blank space, but
right. So you're not going to be hosting something large with a large dining room table, but if you can get at least like a 4-seat, kind of a square shape, would you say would be appropriate?
Right, square or even round. I've seen other condos of this size have like a round table. Same with 4 seats.
Great. I mean, I know that most of us that maybe it's just a couple or a real small family, sometimes you tend to eat in the living room anyways, which is pretty comfortable. But at some point, sometimes you do want a table. So it's great to know.
Right. Yeah. So it's, let's see what else I can show you. Does anybody have questions that has seen it from the beginning, or do I need to go show something that maybe they haven't seen yet? If anybody joined us after I did the walkthrough, just give me a little
Yeah, just a
shout out.
reminder, if you guys want to just put something in the chat, then we'll get you an answer really quick. Looks like there is one quick question here about a couple of things. One is, could you show us the cabinet just to the left of the refrigerator?
Oh, yeah, it's a pantry. So I'll back up so you can see, because it does go all the way to the ceiling here. A lot of times you see pantries and they have that over the above space is blank. These, which is what it was before they remodeled it. The cabinets didn't go all the way to the ceiling in here. Here, I'll open that one too. This one does go all the way to the ceiling, and it is a full pantry.
Great.
So lots of cabinet space all the way around above the fridge as well. And then you keep going around like all the way to the ceiling above the microwave and on both sides. And then that cabinet also goes all the way to the ceiling over on that side, on the other side of the kitchen window.
Yeah, great use of storage in a smaller space.
Yeah, and it's good counter space too, because sometimes you see like you have like, you know, your stove, your sink, your all this stuff, and it kind of cuts out the counter space. But this still is a good, like she has her toaster and her little platter and her Keurig thing out. It's quite a good amount of countertop space as well, like if you're preparing a meal or whatever. But making some cookies, which if I could be with you face to face, I would have made some. But I didn't, because I'll just eat them all myself, and then that would be bad. So we skipped the cookies on this one.
I think everybody will forgive you since you're social distancing for us.
Excellent. Don't want to, go that route of eating all the cookies. But so yeah, this is a cute place in a great neighborhood in Brea. You can't go wrong. Great city in North Orange County. Close to everything. It's quiet. Like I've been in here the whole time, and you can't hear the street, because sometimes that's when people come is, oh, it's pretty close to the street. Well, yeah, but you can't hear it. You don't hear it. You don't notice. Even, it's a Saturday, everyone's home, and yeah, they're social distancing, but you don't hear them. It's not noisy. It's quiet, which is another question people ask me. Well, how noisy is it because it's a courtyard? Yeah, people walk by, they say hi, they wave, they, are friendly, but it's quiet. People are kind of doing their own thing and living their life and enjoying their homes. But it's a great place.
Now, getting around town, I know it's walking distance from some really great stuff in downtown there. On a daily basis, what other things is it close to? How's it for maybe commute to the freeway, or maybe close schools for maybe if someone has their first child, grocery store, things like that?
Grocery store would be, I think it's a Ralph's, and it's actually down by downtown Brea, that movie theater down there. It's maybe 2 miles from here, 1.5 miles. The freeway is probably a 5-10 minute drive. It's not far. It's the 57 freeway is the closest freeway. You're really close to Imperial Highway if you know the area. Imperial Highway is the next major street over from Birch, which is right near the Brea Mall. The closest store, like the Brea Mall, is Nordstrom, my favorite store personally. I'll just tell you that. So like if I lived here, it would be dangerous because I could walk to Nordstrom when they open, and that's just probably not a good idea all the time. But we're close to Nordstrom.
They're still doing pickup, I think they're doing drive up or something.
Sweet, that's all I need to know. So yeah, schools though, you're in the Brea Olinda School District, which is a very, very, very good school. Brea Olinda High School, Brea Olinda Junior High. I want to say Laurel Elementary is the closest elementary school. And you're actually right in the middle of 3 elementary schools, all of which are very top rated. I know that 2 of them are like you have to be assigned to that school, and then the other one you can, I don't know how they work it, but it's not what's called an assigned school. So you have Laurel Elementary, and then Brea Olinda Junior High and Brea Olinda High School are the schools that you would funnel into living here, and all of them are top-rated schools for the school systems in the area, and schools that people definitely want to be in. So oddly enough, the tenant that lives here, she's a school teacher for the Fullerton School District, which is why we've limited our showings to Tuesdays and Saturdays only once you've shown your interest, because she's teaching her students on Zoom just like we're doing this meeting, which we obviously can't interrupt during the day to do a showing. So with her working from home and taking care of her students virtually, we're accommodating a different showing schedule to make it easy for her as well.
Now, Shawnee, if they wanted to maybe later on or maybe late at night wanted to check out this house a little bit more detail, is there any other formats that you can offer to tour the house without being on this video necessarily?
Yes, we have a virtual tour, which is it's pictures, but it's a 360-degree picture, and it's done together to where you could, like, quote, walk through the house. You can do, you open it up and you.
It's the kind of where you can click around and it'll kind of take you through all the way through up the stairs, through each bedroom, everything, right?
Yeah, you can click around. Here, let me turn around. I can actually see you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not. Hi.
Hi, Shawnee.
It's now I'm too high and you're just staring at my double chin. Okay. So it's a 360-degree picture of every room, and it's linked together to where you can walk through the house by clicking on the different spots. So like if you're at the front door, then you could move the next spot and it'll move you into the kitchen so you could see the kitchen. And that you can do at your own pace as a reminder of what the house looked like. So those are still photos that are put together for you to do a virtual tour. This is a virtual open house where I'm here live, able to go open a cupboard or look at a close-up of the floor or whatever on a live basis and be able to answer your questions on the spot. Whereas the virtual tour you can do whenever you want, wherever you want. And this too, we will have the video of later and post it. So if someone wanted to come later and see the live tour or hear the questions and answers, they can. If you've been on this call from the beginning, obviously we went through the house within the first 10, 15 minutes, which is pretty standard if you were looking at a house in person. It typically doesn't take longer than that. And then you could see what other people were asking or just kind of stop at that point. So there'll be access to this video as well as the virtual tour of pictures, which we can send to all the participants that have joined us today so that they would know. If you were here, we have a lovely flyer. But since we can't do that, they are going to stay securely here until someone comes in person, or I could mail it to you if you really wanted one. But yeah, we have ways to get them the pictures so they can go back and remember what house it was. Most buyers do look at multiple houses, and then later it's like, oh, which one was that one with the vinyl floor? And it's kind of hard to remember. I tell my buyers that you should either nickname houses that you see or remember a certain detail about the house, because after you've looked at 3 or 4, they kind of start to mesh together, and then it makes it a little difficult to do that. Or make notes on your flyers so you can remember which house you liked and why, and what aspects you didn't like when you're shopping for a house, so that you can kind of see, is that something that I can change, or is that something that I can't change? And that can help you kind of make a decision when you're looking for a house to buy for yourself or even for an investment property. There's things you can think through and kind of make the process easier for yourself when you're looking for those different reasons.
That's a lot of really great info, Shawnee. You know, Shawnee, if anybody knows out there, she's the top agent at Century 21 Discovery, and us here at Open House on Demand, we're really proud to partner with one of the best agents out there in the area. So I'd encourage you to reach out to Shawnee for your real estate needs. She is excellent at every single aspect of it, and there's tons of people that can testify to that as well. So, you know, we're really proud to be hosting some of the first virtual live interactive tours with Shawnee at Open House On Demand. So thanks so much, Shawnee, for connecting with us. We're really happy to provide this for you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be involved in it, and it's exciting to see something from the ground up and use the times that we're in to our advantage. I think even when we're over this is a service I can offer to my sellers as well as my buyers to see something. I know in the past I've had buyers being like, well, I'm traveling, I can't. Well, this would be a solution for them now. So to be able to find this in this time, I think is beneficial going forward for all my buyers and sellers. And I'm very excited to be able to figure it out, dial it in. I always tell people I think our number one job as realtors is really to be problem solvers. No two problems are the same. No two solutions are the same sometimes. Sometimes you could have the same problem and have to find different ways to solve it. And that's part of the excitement of my job. I actually really enjoy doing that and hearing where people are at and what they need to do and helping them find that solution that they need.
It sounds like this is a safety feature for everybody too.
Well, for sure. Yeah, just being able to be anywhere and to ask questions and interact about a house that you may or may not be able to or even want to go look at right now in person. And that's okay. That's why we're bringing it to you. That's why we teamed with you and why we partnered up and to make it workable for our clients so that they are still continuing to get what they need met and accomplished, and that what they need doesn't change no matter what's going on. I keep telling people, we're in a health crisis, not a real estate crisis. And yes, that health crisis can affect some people in the housing market, but for the majority, people are still buying and selling, and interest rates are still amazing, and sellers still need to sell, and buyers still need to buy, and people still need housing. That's a human need that's not going to go away. People need somewhere to live, and we're going to help them find that safely no matter what's going on. And this is just the means right now, and I think it's a great way to add to our list of services that we can offer our clients to make sure that they have everything they need.
So there you have it. Jones team at Century 21 Discovery is not going to be held back by a global pandemic. They will still find a partner like us at Open House On Demand to bring you the option to look at a house from your couch, from anywhere that you are, to even go back and revisit that. And she is still going to provide not only service to you, but convenience, safety, and in less time. For sure. Yeah, even the tour part is really the first 15 minutes. The rest is question and answer. So people can sign on or off throughout the process and then make sure they have what they need, and we can touch base. And I'm available to answer questions now or reach out to me even after the fact. Joe, you can probably put my number in there for everybody. It's 714-420-7470. I am reachable in any way that works for you, phone, text, email. My email will be in the list as well. And we can make sure you can reach me in any way, and I'm happy to help you with whatever you need, buying or selling or figuring out what you need to do either of those or both. I've been fortunate enough to have been doing this for over 15 years now, and I absolutely love what I'm doing because of the people I get to work with, the families I get to help, and even my coworkers in my office make it amazing. Century 21 Discovery is my home, and I'm just super grateful that we can be on this journey with people and help them do their housing, what they need for housing, buying and selling, and meet their needs and make wise decisions when they choose to buy or sell, and be able to help them and serve them. We've got just a couple of minutes left, but if you look in the chat, you'll see Shawnee's direct line there. Call, text there. You can also go to her website, www.jonesteamre.com, or you can also reach her if you're close to her office, Century 21 Discovery.